Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Capricorn rising signs, or if you have significant Capricorn placements and are needing a neutral energy to help harmonize masculine and feminine energies within yourself, then this reading is for you. So Capricorn, such interesting energy in your reading today. If I just hold up the Alchemy cards that I pulled for you, just generally like an overview. Look at all this red. So you have the void, calcification, the raven's head, and blood. But all of this red energy is bringing in this energy of the root chakra, the base chakra, which talks about our foundations. And it's specifically mentioning here like physicality in some way. Like your physical body may be really significant, or like your groundedness, like having to ground your energy may also be really significant. But anyway, so that's just like the overall, like the overview of this reading. The bottom of the deck energy, you have here the Empress and the conjunction card, which talks about union and unity and coming together with something. So I feel like there is something sort of taking shape in the physical environment. And there may be sort of like a need to ground your energy, because I feel like there are like energies sort of surrounding that are shifting for you. It's really interesting. This might be tied to the Taurus reading, just because underneath that you have the blue temple, and the Taurus sun reading was all just about the color blue. And now it's kind of like there's something here where it's shifting into red. So it doesn't have to be linked to that reading. I'm just bringing it up just because this card was underneath that. Maybe there's some sort of like conjunction energy here with a Taurus, just because you have the blue here, and then this reading is representing sort of the red energy, which is really interesting. So anyways, here with the Empress, it was reminding me of this book because of the root chakra. This is just sort of like the guidebook for a chakra deck that I have. But it was talking about sort of like Mother Nature. Should I just read it? Okay, I'll just read like a section. So it says, within the realms of the first chakra, Mother Earth is our best teacher. It is time to step both feet out into the soil of life and feel yourself rooted into the earth like a great tree. Breathe and absorb the power of this primal energy into your body. Watch, sense, and feel how nature works, and align yourself with this wisdom. Remember to be practical and present in life. Tend to your home, your physical needs, and your earthly responsibilities. Many people on the spiritual path have a tendency to feel drawn towards the more ethereal powers of the higher chakras. But if we are not balanced here in the base chakra, these ethereal experiences are not able to be accessed and utilized in our life in a productive way. The potential of growth and transformation of our being can only occur if we integrate the higher realm's wisdom with our physical life here on earth. The ability to live a spiritual life whilst being fully present here in earthly reality is the essence of this chakra. So I feel like that's sort of the energy of this reading here, especially with the Empress, because it's feeling, because of the rooted into the earth like a tree kind of energy. I'm seeing this as being sort of like, for you Capricorn, you may be being asked to ground your energy, because I'm almost seeing it as being like there are higher energies that are perhaps being channeled through you in some way, and so it's really important for you to be grounded in whatever's happening around you. So that's the overall context. It's really incredible. But we'll get started here. So you have here the Void card, which came out first. This is not an easy card. This card talks about perhaps you've let go of some things recently, or there's kind of like an energy of like things are perhaps leaving your life or are ending in some way, or it's kind of like this card talks about like it was kind of coming through with kind of like an energy of like something being void. Like if you think of like a void check, or like a void, like when you void something on a receipt, like it's kind of like, how do I describe that? It's kind of like there's something here of like leaving something purposely empty is kind of how it was coming through. Like perhaps you're making space for something, where it's like perhaps you've made space in your life for something. Like you've cleared out space. You've created perhaps space is how that's coming through, because in anticipation of something coming in is how that's feeling to me. With this calcification card though, it's like that there's something arriving here with all of this red energy, especially with the blood and the calcification card. Both of these cards talk about like heat or desire or like physicality in a very sort of like temperature based kind of energy here. So it could be something like I don't know, maybe there's something happening to you physically, like perhaps like a physical change, or you're going through some sort of like physical transformation in some way. With the raven's head coming out in the middle, this one to me talks about like it was coming through with the message of like the work begins, and it's coming through with an energy of like some sort of transformation that is permanent. Like you can't go back to what the previous stage was. I don't feel like you would want to anyway, but it's kind of just like there is sort of like a step is how that's coming through, like a transition of some sort. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the tarot cards. The first two cards you have here are the Dragon and the Tower, which are such an incredible combination of cards. So the Dragon is the solar plexus, being able to, but it's coming through with this energy of like being able to see yourself very clearly. Because I feel like there's something here about like almost like in this void energy, right? Like something where perhaps there's been an absence of something, or like if you have been creating space for something, it's like in that space or in that absence, you can see yourself very clearly is how that's coming through. Like if you've ever detached, like done like a social media cleanse or anything like that, or like just sort of like withdrawn, sorry, it's my timer for my sourdough. If you've ever withdrawn from something, it's like this energy, like, one second, that distracted me out of the flow. This dragon energy is talking about like being able to see yourself clearly because there are perhaps no distractions, or because you're in sort of this space. That's how it's coming through. It talks about being almost like a witness to your own life or to the circumstances around you. And it's also coming through with this Tower energy here, because I feel like there's something, again, sort of like maybe there's something coming in here with this whole energy of like there's something arriving perhaps in a very physical way into your life that is going to require a lot of grounding. I feel like though, again, I feel like this is not like predicting that this is going to happen to you. I feel like it's more so like this has already sort of happened here in the void space, right? It's like perhaps there was some aspect of your life that has stopped, was kind of how it's coming through with these red energies. Like you're at a stoplight in some aspect of your life, and it's kind of like just being present with that, because I feel like there's something significant happening in this sort of stop energy, or like this kind of like quote unquote tower energy. Like there's something happening here that's significant. And with all this fire as well, right? I feel like whatever this energy is sort of igniting an inner fire within you as well, like showing you what you desire, like what you want, or like showing you some sort of purpose or direction, or perhaps even just clarity about yourself in whatever way that is. Anyways, underneath the dragon here, you have the 9 of Wands and the Lion. So this lion card from this deck also talks about sort of like this mastery of self, right? With the Strength energy sort of coming in. Mastery of self and a commitment to self-development and growth. That's what's coming in with the 9 of Wands. I feel like you have been on this journey. Sometimes I see this 9 of Wands as being like you've been climbing a staircase, but it's kind of like perhaps there's a pause, or there's like an unknown sort of at the top. That's sort of what I'm seeing here with the tower energy. It's like maybe you've reached a stopping point. And I feel like maybe there's sort of like being patient with whatever is happening here with the Lion, because there's something about to arrive, right? Like some sort of new call or whatever that is. It's interesting. The next couple of cards to come out. So you have here the Daughter of Pentacles. I feel like this is almost like it's coming through with like a friend, or like sometimes I see this as like a child or somebody younger than you who's sort of like lending support sort of behind the scenes. That's sort of what comes through with this card. They're almost like lending support behind the scenes in some way, or just like very innocently, or like trying to bring sort of like a rainbow to whatever this tower energy is that you may be going through. It's like they're trying to perhaps lift your spirits in some way, or just like remind you of something positive, like to I don't know, it just feels like very quiet, humble support to uplift your spirits is how that's coming through here. And with the Ace of Swords. So it's like you're coming out with this sort of Lion and the Ace of Swords. Like you know yourself. You've mastered some aspect of your self-development or growth. You know your truth. And I feel like that's really important here, because there's something here about like, there may be an energy here with the Raven's Call, right? This sometimes comes through as being sort of like a judgment energy, like a call. And it's like, are you going to answer the call is how it's coming through here. Because there's something about like somebody from the outside looking into your life is how it's coming through. Like the way that this, especially with the Lion, this card talks about like, because the Lion is sort of committed to self-development and growth, like self-growth, there's kind of like not many people know them very well. So I feel like that's you, Capricorn, where it's kind of like there's perhaps not many people who know you very well is how that's coming through. Like they don't see not that they don't see truly who you are, but it kind of feels like that. It's kind of like there's somebody on the outside looking into your life. The way that it's coming through here is the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords. So the way it's sitting on the table here is looking like this, right? Like somebody on the outside of your life looking at your life with, but not seeing you clearly at all. Because it's actually kind of coming through as being like, because of the swords energy, like you have the Ace of Swords, they have the Nine of Swords, where it's like they're almost like looking at you through their own lens of shadow or anxieties or projection in some way, especially with this. So normally I see the crystal ball, or like this High Priestess as being sort of like one who has perhaps gone through difficulties or traumas in their life, and then because of that sort of are more alert to negative experiences, right? So somebody who has experienced perhaps trauma or negativity or whatever, and that has made them wiser. So generally I see it like that. But the way that it was coming through today, especially with this combination of cards where it's like they may actually be projecting negative energy onto you, or like it was coming through as like the phrase that popped out to me in the guidebook was dark visions. Like they're projecting dark visions onto you in some way, which is coming from their own shadow. Because it's kind of, and that's why it's a really important here with the dragon card of like knowing yourself and knowing your truth and seeing yourself almost as like a witness to your own life. Because the way that they're seeing you, quote unquote, I don't even want to use that word because it's not that they're seeing you. They're not seeing you. They're seeing a version of their own shadow projected onto you, is how that's coming through. And it's I feel like it's like you may be experiencing something here, especially with all of this grounding energy here with the Five of Pentacles coming out sort of like right underneath the Raven's head and right on top of the Nine of Swords, where it's kind of like there may be sort of like a loss or separation that happens because they're not seeing you. They're not seeing you. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's that can be really a difficult energy when it's kind of like anyways, so I'm seeing this as being sort of like a completion of some sort of cycle, because you have the World coming out next, which is coming through with an energy of wholeness for you, Capricorn, where it's like you've completed some sort of cycle. You're ending some sort of perhaps you're ending some sort of pattern with this one, whoever this is, because it's kind of like they're not seeing you clearly at all. They're projecting some sort of like negative whatever that is onto you. I don't know why. But anyways, the next cards to come out here, you have the Four of Cups. Which is coming through with kind of like this energy of like they're looking at your life from the outside and like perhaps like shitting on it in some way, or just like they're looking from the outside of your life, looking in, and like I don't know what it feels like shitting on it, like shitting on your what you value and all the things like that. Like, I don't know what that is. I really dislike that card. Anyways, what you have coming up for you have here the Fool, the Four of Swords, and the Gazelle card coming out next. So if you look at all of these cards, they all have this sort of circle energy, right? Like in the third eye, the Fool is the 0. The Gazelle has the sun circle, right? Which today's representing sort of like the spirit of wholeness, and a return to source. So, okay, that's why I didn't like this card, the Four of Cups, because it's kind of like it's almost like they're trying to project energy onto you to make you feel less whole than you are, right? There's something here about like trying to split your energy, or I don't know if it's intentional or if it's just like this is just something that they're working through. They're projecting negative energy onto you because they're in that kind of mind space. They're in this sort of energy. I feel like you're completing that cycle where it's like you see yourself clearly. You see your situation clearly. You accept who you are and where you are in life. It's like that, like you're never going to be at the destination, right? That it's just a continuous journey. So it's kind of like there's something here about like this is just one part of your journey. So there is a need to ground your energy. Maybe go do something like with your hands, or like your feet, maybe, especially. Anyways, because you have here all of this energy, which is talking about a new beginning. It's taking a rest in preparation of the work ahead. And with the Gazelle here, it's talking about like being really present. Because I feel like there's something arriving for you, Capricorn. It feels very monumental. It's sort of representing like a testament to this journey of wholeness that you are closing out, is how this is coming through. And I feel like there's like a whole new chapter for you ahead. So I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. It helps so much. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.